All right, let's dive right in. We're going to explore a scientific mystery that honestly sounds like it's straight out of a movie. It's a story all about loss, about time, and, well, a rediscovery that seems pretty much impossible. So let me ask you something right off the bat. What if extinction wasn't actually the end? I know. We're always taught that extinction is final, it's a full stop, the end of the line. But what if, for some species, it's more like someone just hit the pause button for a really long time? Okay, so to get into the story, we've got to travel to one of the most remote, rugged places you can imagine. We're talking about the Cyclops Mountains in West Papua. This place is so isolated, it's genuinely like a lost world, a place that time basically forgot about. You see, in this lost world, scientists had found fossils. They knew that some pretty unique marsupials used to call this place home, but that's all they had, just fossils. As far as the scientific world was concerned, these animals were ancient history, gone for good. And just to give you a sense of how big this mystery is, think about this timeline. The last time we had any fossil record of these creatures was 6,000 years ago. For literally thousands of years, this place was a total black box for scientists. It wasn't until, well, pretty recently, that a team decided, hey, let's go look for these ghosts. Just let that number sink in for a second. 6,000 years. That's longer than all of written human history. Think about that. For that entire span of time, there was just silence, nothing. These species were just gone, or so everyone thought. So this brings us to today, or close to it. A team of scientists from all over the world got together for this incredibly daring expedition. They decided to actually go into this lost world and find out, are these animals just myths now, or could they possibly still be out there? And let me tell you, this was not some walk in the park. The challenges they faced were just insane. We're talking about jungles so thick you can't see the sky, mountains so steep and rugged, it's a miracle nobody got seriously hurt. And on top of all that, they're looking for shy, nocturnal animals in a place that's practically never been studied before. Talk about a tough gig. So after everything they went through, the team was really at its limit. They'd set up all these camera traps, they were combing through the forest, but days turned into weeks and they had nothing. Absolutely nothing. You can just imagine the doubt setting in, right? Did we come all this way for nothing? But they kept pushing, checking the gear, battling the heat, the bugs, the pure exhaustion. Hope gets pretty thin in a situation like that. And then it happened. On this fuzzy, grainy little picture from one of their cameras, there it was, a creature that, by all accounts, should not exist. A ghost, caught on film. They'd done it. They'd actually found it. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just one thing. They found evidence of the striped possum, they found the Attenborough's long-beaked echidna, which was basically a legend, and they even found a species of honey-eater bird that was completely new to science. This lost world, it was still very, very much alive. And this is what makes these discoveries so cool. Let's take the Dactylopsala. That's the striped possum. This little guy has this crazy long fourth finger. It's almost like a thin, bony probe. And what does it use it for? It fishes insects out from inside trees. It's just a perfect wild example of how evolution gets creative when a species is left alone for a long, long time. Okay, so you have to be wondering, what's the scientific term for this? When a species just reappears after everyone thought it was extinct. Well, science has a pretty awesome name for it, and it's borrowed right from a story of resurrection. They call it a Lazarus taxon. And yeah, it's named after the biblical Lazarus, the guy who was supposedly raised from the dead. A Lazarus taxon is basically any species that totally disappears from the fossil record for a super long time. We're talking maybe millions of years. And then, poof, it's rediscovered alive and kicking. It's like a ghost story for biologists, but one where the ghost turns out to be real. Now, this is a really important point. This is not a resurrection. It's a rediscovery. Let's compare. Dinosaurs, they're extinct. They vanished from the fossil record and they are gone. Period. The Dr. Sela, though, it also vanished from the record, but not because it died out. It just survived in this one little hideout where we weren't looking. So it's a gap in our knowledge, not a gap in its existence. Big difference. So how does this even happen? Let's break it down. First, you've got a species doing its thing, leaving fossils behind. Then something changes. Maybe the climate gets weird or its home shrinks. So the species pulls back into one tiny isolated spot, like our Cyclops Mountains. It just hunkers down there for thousands, maybe millions of years, leaving no new fossils for us to find. It's just living quietly in its little sanctuary until we finally find it. So you see, it's not a miracle. It's actually a really powerful reminder that the fossil record isn't perfect. Think of it like a photo album with most of the pages turned out. We only have a few snapshots of life's history. These Lazarus species, they're like finding one of those missing pages. Okay, this is a fantastic story, for sure. But so what? Why does it matter? Why should we care about finding some long-lost possum in the middle of nowhere? Well, it's actually a huge deal. The takeaways are pretty profound, actually. For one, it tells us that our planet is still full of secrets. There's so much biodiversity out there we haven't even found yet. It also shows us just how critical these remote, untouched places are. They're like little arcs. And maybe the biggest thing, it gives us hope. Real hope that some species we've written off might still be out there, hanging on. I love this idea. Think of each of these rediscovered species as a living library. Inside is all this incredible genetic information, all these unique evolutionary solutions, like that crazy finger that we thought were gone forever. It's like finding a book we thought was burned, and now we get a second chance to read it. And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. If these animals could stay hidden from us for 6,000 years in just one mountain range, what else is out there? I mean, really, think about it. The deep oceans, the huge unexplored jungles. How many other lost species are just out there right now, waiting for us to finally find them?